Hey. How y'all doing out there this evening? Welcome to another episode of On the Cutting Room Floor. I'm the host, Tony Ray Harvey, and yes, we are podcasting live out here in the southwest part of Sacramento, Greenhaven pocket area. Y'all know why I'm here, so let's get out. Peace in. Sacramento Kings, they lose on the road tonight, 115-110 to the Memphis Grizzlies in Memphis at the FedExForum, 115-110. Okay, DeMar DeRozan led the Kings with 26 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. And for the Kings, who fall to 10-13 on the season, 5-6 on the road. Matter of fact, DeRozan also made 13 of 14 free throws from the free throw line in a losing effort. Marcus Smart, he had 18 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. And Desmond Bane added 18 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists for the Grizzlies, who improved to 15-8, 11-3 at home. So let me start here, because I just heard just a little part of the presser with Mike Brown, and I'm 100% sure that was Chris Biederman from the Sacramento Bee who asked him that question. And that question has to be asked, okay? Personnel, because I'm not saying that the Kings fell back into their old ways. They did have a great win the other night, over the Houston Rockets, physical game, but they managed to pull it out. But it always go back to a bench production. Okay, Kevin Huerter, he had 6 points. Isaac Jones, he's playing great. He had 9 points, but that's about it. Okay, Jordan McLaughlin, he didn't play less than 3 minutes. Jay Crowder, he played 12 minutes. 0-0. That's what you got out of that point. Keon Ellis, he pops in for a quick cameo appearance, and of course, 0. Matter of fact, it's 0 across the board. He acted like he didn't want to touch the ball at all, not on the defensive end or the offensive end. So just because they won the game the other night, which is a great win, they put everything together at home at G1C. They had to. They were under pressure. They know they was under pressure to win that game the other night. All right, they was in this game all night. Okay, they pretty much canceled Ja Morant out. He was ejected later on. I would have to say Ja Morant canceled himself out. Okay, so tonight he became a part of the cancel culture. But I'm going back to this bench. Okay, Isaac Jones, I know he's on a 2-way contract. There are some limitations when you have someone signed to that type of contract. I think they could only play like 45 games or 45 days, something like that. Okay, you have to check the CBA agreement to understand that. But he should not be taken off that second unit at any time, the way he's been producing in his role. Okay, Kevin Huerter is a starter, but he's not a starter. Okay, he and Isaac did have a good game. They scored 25 points total in the game here at G1C a couple days ago, December 3rd. Everybody else who played didn't score either. That's cool. But this is it. This is it. And right now, it's like a dice game, hit or miss. Okay, 7-11, whatever, It's not going to get any better than this. They may win a couple of more games with this makeup, but it won't be many. It won't be many. Keegan Murray played 40 minutes tonight. 40 minutes tonight. 11 points, 4 for 12, shooting from the field, 1 for 7 behind the arc. He had 11 rebounds, so he had a double-double tonight. I know there's been a lot of talk about, maybe we should trade him. The way I see it, if we didn't have this young man, it would be even worse than this. Okay, this was also discussed too. That has to be understand. Okay, I don't mind him, adding a few pounds, to get stronger and face up against, these other power forwards and centers. I'm okay with that. All right. This is about him running up and down that court, exerting all type of energy. So when it's time to shoot, my rhythm is a little bit off. Okay. I'm doing this two-way thing, which he should. I'm not saying don't change up anything like that, but none of this is his fault. Okay. Yes, he has regressed. Okay. He's not generating a lot of offense at this stage of the season, the 23rd game of the season. Okay. He's not generating a lot of offense, but none of this is his fault. Okay. He can't get an extra 6 minutes of rest. Mike Brown don't trust this bench. Okay, so they had a good outing in the last game. That's just not going to happen. He doesn't trust this bench. Period. We done did some things. They done did. Monty and Wes Wilcox. Monty McNair, Wes Wilcox did some things to try to plug in some hole. Okay. Jay Crowder is still with the team. Doug McDermott is still with the team. Well, we still getting the same results, at least coming from that bench. All right? They shot horrible tonight. Horrible. 39.8% shooting from the field. There were just to make this real quick here. In that first half, the Kings, they were 6 of 17 shooting in three-point territory in the first half. They only made 2 3-pointers in the second half. They ended up the game 8 for 35, shooting behind the arc. 22%. 22%. 22%. So that means you were 2 for 17 in the second half. And they took 98 shots from the floor. 39 of 98 shooting from the floor. 39.8% shooting. And I'm looking at here that I got 6 points from Kevin Huerter. I got 9 points from Isaac Jones. The same very people, and I don't like to use the word very, the same people who scored 25 points total in the last game. And you got nothing else from the bench. Nothing else. There was a discussion on a chatty house on YouTube. These Sacramento Kings community fans, valuable fans, diehard fans, to put it like that. And some of these things, well, we already discussed. Matter of fact, they came up with some pretty good points about what's going on with this team and what's going on with this roster and what's happening with it. Okay, of course, nobody's GM. There's only two GMs, and that's Monty McNair and that's Wes Wilcox. We understand that, but sometimes I do see that these fans see things that some people just do not see. But this bench is not going to get better than what it is. This is it. This is it. Keon Ellis, and this discussion was had after practice on Wednesday before the Kings went to the Mid-South, Memphis, Tennessee, on the Mississippi River, about Keon Ellis. Mike Brown was pretty adamant. He just have to be ready with the rest of them. When his number's called, you get out there and you perform. That's basically what he said. He got 2 minutes and 21 seconds and zeros across the board. Now, he made some critical mistakes in that last loss against San Antonio. And I think that pretty much what people would say sent him to the doghouse. And I'm talking about Keon Ellis. And we know he's much better than that. So maybe he done lost a little focus. Maybe he was told to do something and he didn't do it. Maybe he was told to do something twice and he didn't do it. And he had to come back and sit down. We have nothing from him in the last 2 games. Of course, he didn't play in the last game. And it looked like he didn't play in this game. Now, I'm not coming down on him in a rough way, and getting edgy about the whole thing. Because this young man, he will bounce back, okay? He has earned everything that he has up until this point. He has. So whatever's going on with him and that coaching staff, I'm sure he's going to work that out. Because when this number is called and he get more minutes on the floor, cool. But you just can't rely on Kevin Huerter and Isaac Jones to score all the points from that bench, okay? And then you got Keegan Murray out here playing 40 points. He's the only one that played 40 points. De'Aaron Fox, 37 minutes. Domas, 35. DeMar, 35. Monk, 31 minutes. Man, he's been blowing it up too. He's been blowing it up. He has not scored under 19 points in the 3 games that he had started. He had 5 assists tonight. He had 23 points and 5 assists tonight. 1 rebound. He made all 5 of his free throws. He was 4 for 9 from the beyond the arc. I think since he's been starting, he's shooting like 50% beyond the arc. I know before this game tonight, he was 9 for 18, shooting in 3-point territory. He was 12 for 24 in field goal shooting in those last 2 games. So he's shooting 50-50. He was 7 for 16 tonight, 43.8%. But he was 4 for 9 behind the arc, so that's 44.4%. Okay. Hey, Monk, you ain't going nowhere. You stay right there where you are, okay, and keep generating that offense on the assists and the points with your playmaking ability. And you should be playing about 31, 32 minutes. I think you're up about 4 or 5 minutes since you was bumped up from the reserve role. So you're cool. De'Aaron, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 6 steals. 6 steals. So whatever's going on with him, I don't care what you say. He didn't have a bad night. He didn't. I mean, he was 8 for 23 shooting. Yes, he was 8 for 23 shooting tonight from the floor. But I'm not going to give this no bad night when I see somebody, getting sick. He done robbed 6 trains tonight. Got money for the King. Got money. Hand it over. Jewelry, watches, whatever you got. Snatching it, okay? He was 0 for 7 shooting behind the arc. 2 for 3 shooting at the free throw line. Once again, 37 minutes. And they got a back-to-back. They got to be in San Antonio tomorrow. And from my understanding, I think it was Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper early on the radio show, they said Victor Wembanyama will not be playing in that game. And he killed the Kings Sunday with that triple-double effort and delivered a win for the Spurs over the Kings. So, oh, yeah. Standards. Oh, boy, standards. That's what we're talking about here. Standards. And from what I'm seeing, you cannot reach your standards without the proper personnel. This starting 5 is solid. I don't care what nobody say. This starting 5 right now is solid, especially with Malik Monk in there. But no. And it's not something that I want to talk about. But I'm not going to be sitting here passive about it either. It's glaring. It should not be taking place. It should not take place. Oh, boy. So, yeah. That was, of course, it was a winnable game. They played right up into the point that they tried to get it right up into the 4th quarter. But, Marcus Smart, he was doing his thing. And who else? Desmond Bane, he was doing his thing. And then what always happened with us, with these Kings, and I'm not saying these guys are no names or anything like that. I'm not going to diminish their value in the NBA. They're there for a reason. Okay, they earn their way there. But then when I'm looking at, who's this, Jay Huff, Santi Aldama, okay, they come off the bench. Okay, in the first half, Marcus Smart, Santi Aldama, and Jay Huff came off the bench. They had 27 points in that first half, off the bench. And second half, it kind of rolled into the second half. These guys were key players, Aldama and Jay Huff. Jay Huff had a reverse dunk. I was like, oh, he's feeling it. His confidence is up. Look at this. It looked like he was posing on it too. Like, hey, oh, boom. Okay. That's how it is. That is the way it is. So, the Kings led 28-21 on the three-pointer by Isaac Jones in the first quarter. And the Grizz, they came back and they went on an 8-0 run. Excuse me, let me back up here. I'm getting a little confused right here. The Kings led 28-21 on the three-pointer by Isaac Jones, okay? The Grizz came back to take the lead 29-21 after an 8-0 run in the first quarter. After a couple lead exchanges, the Grizz lead ended the first quarter with a 33-32 lead. Sabonis, who have been getting great starts in the first quarter, he's that plug. He's that spark plug in the first quarter who gets rolling first. He's the first one to get rolling. And he's been doing that for the last several games. So he was 4 for 4 shooting from the field, 2 for 2 at the free throw line. He had 10 points in that first quarter. Jaylen Wells, a rookie, originally from Sacramento, he had 9 points. This kid, man, I like that. This young man, I like what he was doing in this game. In the second quarter, on a 22-9 run, Monk's three-pointer gave the Kings a 56-44 point lead. The Grizzlies, they countered with a 17-4 run to take a 17-4 run to take a 63-62 halftime lead. Okay, and once again, Marcus Smart, Aldama, Jay Huff, they combined for 27 points off the bench. Matter of fact, the Grizzlies were 10 for 24 shooting in three-point territory at 41%. And it was a straight 50% shooting from the field overall. They took 46 shots and made 23 of them. They were 7 for 7 at the free throw line. The Kings, they were 50% shooting from the field as well, 22 of 44. They were 6 of 17 in the first half, 35% in three-point territory. They made all 12 of their free throws. But remember, they only made two three-pointers in the second half. So they were, 2 for 15 or 2 for 16, 2 for 17, whatever it was. It wasn't good. They only made two three-pointers. And matter of fact, in that first half, okay, of course, for both teams, no one missed a free throw. There were no second chance points in that first half by either team. John Morant was 2 for 9 shooting in the first half. He only had 4 points. DeRozan had 15 points, Sabonis 12, Monk 13, and Fox 6 in the first 24 minutes. John Morant, I think he ended the game maybe like 2 for 13. Let's make sure of that. Yes, he was 2 for 13 shooting from the floor. He missed all 6 of his shots beyond the arc. He was 4 for 4 from the free throw line. He had 7 assists. He had 1 block and 27 minutes, and he was ejected at the 6:45 mark of the fourth quarter. He fouled DeRozan. He didn't think that he fouled DeRozan, so he had choice words for the referee. Boom, you out of here. Okay, I think he got a technical before that, but boom, they sent him to the locker room, sent him to the showers. He was done for the night, but it didn't matter. His team stepped up. Yeah. 33. Wait, hold on. I'm just checking something out here, folks. Okay, so Marcus Smart had 18 points. Santi Aldama had 15 points. Jay Huff had 11 points. Scottie Pippen Jr., who's been playing really well for Memphis since they signed him, he had 4 points. And Jay Ravea, he had 12 points. So I'm looking at 33, 43, 44, 48, 58. The bench scored 60 points. The Memphis Grizzlies bench scored 60 points total. The Kings bench scored 15. It's only one guy on the Memphis Grizzlies that played over 32 minutes, and that was Desmond Bane. After that, Jaren Jackson. Jaren Jackson, who had 15 points, 25 minutes. Jaylen Wells, 18 minutes. Morant, but understand that he did file out 27 minutes. Marcus Smart, 25 minutes. Santi Aldama, 29 minutes. Jay Huff, 20 minutes. Scottie Pippen Jr., 14 minutes. Jake Ravea, 28 minutes, 29 minutes. They resting their guys. That's why they have all that energy coming off that bench like that. Okay? Because they can rest their starters. 60 points from the bench. 60 points. I'm looking at that. Okay, let me count it up again. Okay. 33, 44, 48, 58, 60, yes. 60 points. 60 points. I don't even know if I want to even finish this out. This is just so bizarre, you know. Yeah, I mean, the stats pretty much tell everything. So as far as the recap, I think I'm gonna stop right there, folks. This is 60 points, man. Okay, I'm about to close this one out. 60 points from the bench, the Memphis Grizzlies bench, folks. 60 points. 60 points. Now they got to blank this out and travel to Texas, play the San Antonio Spurs. And just because they may not have Victor Wembanyama don't mean nothing. They got, what's that other cat, Collins? I think he might be available. He's a Kings killer. He likes playing against the Kings. And I don't know if he's been playing a lot recently, but if he is playing in that game tomorrow, he's going to be ready. So the Kings better understand, you know, because everybody always, we know this been going on for years, way before Mike Brown got here. These teams, when they are, you know, shorthanded, there's always players on those teams that take up those opportunities. They take advantage of it. And boy, do they show up. So that's where we at, folks. Sacramento Kings, they lose 115-110 to the Memphis Grizzlies on December 5th, 2024. They fall to 10-13 on the season, 5-6 on the road. They're below 500 in every which way possible at this point. The Memphis Grizzlies improved to 15-8 on the season. They are 11-3 at home. And they have won 8 of their last 9 games. They had a 7-game winning streak that was snapped by the Dallas Mavericks. They were behind. Dallas was behind by like 15 points, but they came back and they beat the Grizzlies. But hey, Memphis is still high up in the standing in the Western Conference. So that's where we are. I'm not going to give up on this team. I'm not giving up on the Sacramento Kings. But as I always say, especially in this business, when you're doing well, we praise you. When you're doing bad, we criticize you. Okay, but I'm going to do it in a respectful way because we are seeing some good, solid performance, at least coming from the starting 5. People have been going around the horn around here on these talk shows, podcasts, radio shows, in print. The Kings brass already came back and said, hey, we're not shopping anybody or trading anybody. So just get that out of your head right now. We don't care who monitors and what. So that's good because that get that out of these players' these current players on the Kings roster's head so they could just think about playing basketball. But as I sign off, I'm going to go back and I'll say it again because I heard a little snippet of Chris Biederman from the Sacramento Bee asking Mike, what can be done to improve this roster? And of course, Mike can't make any decisions on that. That's not his job. He's not the general manager or the assistant general manager. His job is to coach the team. Whatever players that they provide for him, that's the card that he's dealt. And that's the way he dealt with it when he responded to Chris Biederman. But that question ain't going away. It can come from Chris Biederman. It can come from Jason Anderson, from also the editor at Hey, it can come from me. Come from anybody, locally or nationally. This bench is a thorn in the King's side. So once again, folks, thanks for checking in. Please click the like button. Please subscribe. I don't care if it's 20, 30, 40, 50 people who tune in to listen to this digitalized commentary. I'm going to be here for you to provide my perspective on the Sacramento Kings organization as a whole. So thanks for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow night. Hopefully it'll be a better outcome. In the meantime, peace out.